Yo guys, what is going on? Nickname is just Yellow, and today there's Norwegian hardcore PC gamer. I'm gonna go through CSGO right here, okay? About the demo quickly. It's very long because I got a fuck ton of kills, so hopefully you'll enjoy that. And the tech rampage in the more end kind of portion of the game. I mean, that auto sniper just got wrecked, you know. But you'll see that eventually. Let's talk about the ranks in CSGO. I'm not really gonna cover theoretical ranks that you can have below Silver 1, even though again that could technically be done. And by that being said, I got a real life buddy that never play FPS games. However, he's a really good competitive Smash player on the fucking Nintendo, and also he's a decent on PC. Some tactical World of Warcraft stuff. It's crazy stuff. But anyways, that aside, those kind of players who never play FPS games, they will forever be stuck at Silver 1, and until you're able to properly use a mouse and a keyboard and, you know, play CSGO in terms of running around, trying to find enemies, knowing that there's a bomb involved and that you need to kill the enemies, either holding them away, take a site, or cleverly outsmart the enemies, you're probably going to be stuck at the Silver ranks forever, I would say. When you're able to master at least maybe some of these things, or at least are getting not super shitty at them, you know, you understand that you need to pull down when you spray, you can't really just run out with your entire body and stuff like that. When you nailed down a lot of these basics, now you can move into the Nova ranks. So yeah, me playing like 4,500 hours of Call of Duty, I was pretty much left at Nova 4. The reason for that though was because of my past, I was forced to, or not just past, but I used to play with a really shitty computer on a really shitty internet connection, so I was forced to tactically think my enemies to, you know, to pieces, and to kill them by thinking instead of actually killing them in a couple of cases, in which it allowed me to take on gunfights in CSGO a lot better. And what this meant though, that was that now I suddenly have a trait, if you know, that I was really good at or moderately good at, that will carry you so much further in CSGO. So with that being said, and by knowing that, getting really good in that sense, or in some kind of other aspect, maybe you're able to read the opponent very easily, maybe you're incredible at calling, maybe you are, you know, playing the lurk role and backstabbing enemies as good as possible, maybe you're able to stack up a lot of kills, and you're able to carry or clutch for your team as much as possible. Now you suddenly have a really nice tool in your toolbox in order to, you know, develop yourself to become a better player. So with that being said, yeah, now we could imagine that you are at the AK ranks, okay? I like to imagine that the Master Guardian 1 rank, the AK1 rank as I call them, up to DMG, it's essentially the same shit, but the level and the percentage in which you are developed as a player, it just increase. So let's imagine that the AK1 rank, that's you at 20% of mastering the game. DMG would maybe be like 50 or 60%. Reason being is that CSGO is incredibly fucking deep. You're just becoming more skilled at things. Maybe your aim increase a lot, maybe you're becoming even better as a strat caller, team player, you know, clutch player, etc. And getting entry kills. Like, there's so many things you can do. The fucking support role. You know, sky's the limit for what you can do in CSGO. So with that being said, the thing though is that now you're developing yourself in a lot of avenues, but you're at least being able to master one. If you are able to master one, now you have a very nice little foundation in which you get to keep your rank at, which is very important, by the way. So moving on from there on out, if you now want to rank up to Legendary Eagle or Legendary Eagle Master, what you have to do is to be able to master a lot of different roles at the same time. Essentially, it's just about knowing a lot of the smaller things about CSGO, what could happen, what will happen, and all of those kind of small quirky things. Me personally, my aim is very good, and I'm a very decent clutch and support player, but I can also enter a frag if I'm forced to do it, in which I will do it if I get a good spawn, so there's no problems in that. I don't really use AVP anymore because I like to be a little bit more conservative with the money and stuff like that. But what you can take from this is that just developing yourself in a lot more avenues and getting really good at it and just practicing it a lot more, it will allow you to develop yourself as so much more as a player. So then, when you've been able to actually do this, the benefits of it will be that you're now a lot more nicer of a player to play with. Not always necessarily, but at least it's something that I take for granted, being a very sociable guy myself. But you know, that kind of stuff aside, yeah, if you ever want to be able to reach yeah, I was going on with the benefits. Almost derailed, my bad. Yeah, benefits is, for example, that if you are meeting an enemy on the enemy team that is actually just a DMG queuing with a couple of other guys that are a lot higher skill, you can now effectively, for example, if your aim is good, 180 the guy. I believe in a couple of videos ago I've probably shown that off, you know. I just did a 180 because the guy missed a couple of bullets on me and now he's dead. So shit happens. Let's move over then to Global Elite and Supreme as the first class. Global Elite being the highest one of the ranks. These ranks are slightly cursed, and the ELO ranking system, I gotta say, technically speaking, it's fucking perfect in terms of estimating a rank of a player. But when you have people who are boosting by using cheats on certain maps and just players in general, you know, for example, one guy using a cheat and then you got 4 people who are just absolutely horrendous at the game, and by the way, that did happen to me and Rageburn yesterday, so that was kind of gay. I mean, the guy was only, like, the guy was pretending to be Hiko, but he'd never said anything, and he didn't even have the medal because of the, you know, championship win and all that kind of crap. Really shitty that these players exist without actual cheaters and boosters and this kind of crap. The ELO system would be perfect in terms of actually estimating a rank and skill. We have to disregard this, however, because, you know, that's not the point of the video. So, moving into what you actually have to get in order to reach those ranks is that you need to be an incredible player in, like, 3-4 fields. The reason for this is because if you're playing matchmaking, there's not really anything that you can rely upon your teammates with. Not because they're terrible, but because it's not a set team. The team aspect of CSGO is what allow you to increase your skill and your team performance above Global Elite, okay? So I'm just gonna, you know, like, imagine anything that I've said about Legendary Eagle Master, you just need to amplify it by fucking 2,000-3,000, or not 1,000, I mean, just amplify that by 3 times, and you probably got yourself a Global Elite player, okay? Just, you know, you have to spend so much time aiming so well, calling stuff as well as possible, you know, intercepting the enemy, flanking them, reading them, etc. And now, when you introduce the team perspective, now we get into ranks that are not really mapped. But there is a talk about, and you can find it here and there on websites and, you know, different extra services for playing CSGO with teams and stuff like that. You can find tiers of teams. I believe there's like 5 or something, but we can think of them as 3 just to simplify things, okay? So if you're a complete rookie, you would be like at the first tier, in which you are not super good at the roles, but at least you're good at them. The better you work yourself into your roles, the better of a player then you will be, okay? So your teammates can, for example, rely upon you better to do your job, and you'll get the job done better. And if shit goes wrong, you're able to clutch stuff even better as well. All these things do matter to make the best decision so that you can beat your enemy in the longer run. Okay. Moving on, you know, onwards, now you're mastering your role in that team, and you can develop other roles as well. On top of this, you optimize your communication a lot. If you ever watch the pro players play, they don't communicate as much as you would think. The reason for this is because they've played together so much in which they don't really need to call so much. Because they know what they're supposed to do anyways in that time and place, because they've played so much. Escalating this to the highest of 11 in CSGO, in which, you know, you got guys like Fnatic, Nip, Navi, all these best teams, you know, former LDLC, Envious, Dignitas, which now is Team Solomid, yeah. All of these players, they're just that fucking good, okay? They're just like galaxies above the best players of regular top matchmaking, global elites. So it's kind of interesting to look at, and if anything, hopefully people learn something of how deep CSGO is. Buying this game is surely a bargain. So anyways, thanks for watching. If you want to support the YouTube channel and everybody else who enjoy this channel, feel free to do so. Anyways, have a nice day, and don't get beastified when you play.